as Logano has moved into 14th. Boyer is dropping back to 16th. Ambrose is in this mix as well. These guys side by side, 3 abreast. Casey Kane leading this charge. Look at David Regan, or Regan Smith, I should say, coming up underneath Joey Logano.
Seeing a lot of racing. These guys, once again, not exactly sure of what their cars would do in this situation. A lot of them just have 2 tires, some none from the previous stop, so probably not handling exactly the way they want to. Clint Bowyer's just trying to get out of this mess.
36 laps to go, and these guys are, again, racing like it's the last 6. Let's go back up front because we've got a battle for the lead. How about David Regan trying to get underneath Martin Truex? They're side by side. And watch both of these battles. On the right side, the battle for the lead, and further back in the pack.
Well, that's fun to see that UPS Ford leading here at Michigan again. David Regan been fast in our practice sessions up here. Probably his worst lap of the weekend was whenever he went to qualify. Struggled a little bit today, but seems like his car's liking it out front right now.
4 Fords in the top 10, including the race leader. 2 Toyotas. The rest are Chevrolets. How about Tony Stewart? He's getting underneath the 56 already of Martin Truex, and he's closing quickly now on David Regan. Remember, Stewart was the first of this group that did pit. Montoya and Harvick just a little bit further back. They're nose to tail as well. But here comes Tony on the high side. Down low, you see Montoya trying to go underneath and keep the position away from Harvick.
Well, now watch this run right here Harvick's got. He'll have him cleared when he gets to turn 3.
And he does. But here comes Montoya, going to go down low again. Now how about the team of Joey Logano going there? And then we've got another battle with the 14 and the 6 going for the race lead. You've got Stewart side by side with Regan. Here we go to the stripe again. The official leader will be Tony Stewart. That'll be our 15th lead change. And we've got caution out. And you heard it, debris. And we're hearing it is in turn number 2.
See, Paul Menard's slow on the back straightaway. I don't know if it came off of his car.
Yeah, could have possibly had a tire issue there.
Paul Menard, report is before the caution came out, he was off pace. Of course, Paul going to be going to Richard Childress Racing next year. The 4th car. The Menard's family sponsorship obviously going along. We'll see if we can get an update if there really was an issue. But and let's check on see who's going to get the free pass. It'll be the 39 of Ryan Newman, and a big break for him because remember his earlier problem when they had the contact with Logano.
Yeah, he did. He got those tires flat and he had to make that whole lap around the racetrack and kind of tore up a lot of stuff, and they got it fixed, but they did lose a lap.
This will put him back on the tail end. He'll be 28th. And this is exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah, this is where they were battling for that 15th spot. Logano got a little bit loose, just clipped the left rear of Ryan Newman, sent him spinning. They had to do a lot of work on Ryan Newman's car.
So now, as we are down to 32 laps to go, this definitely puts everybody within fuel if they need to stop now. Anybody, Rusty, you got any thoughts on what might happen here in this last 32?
Oh, man, you guys are putting me on the spot right now, but
hey, I know you'd take 4 tires right now, though.
You know what, Andy, I would have took 4 tires in the old days, but the new days, I'm a 2-tire guy right now, so I'm going for 2 tires if I'm these guys.
Well, they can make it all the way from here. You sure you want to come in?
Well, I think I'm going to, Andy.
Okay.
I really do. I think I'm going to come in and put 2 tires on and top her off, and let's get after it.
Come on this time, then.
You know, Andy, this is the guy I'm most curious about what you'd do if you were Gil Martin, because Kevin Harvick obviously couldn't keep up with Tony Stewart in that last run of the race. Do you bring him in and try and do something or not?
Yeah, I think I'd like to have tires on this car right now. It's still 32 laps to go, and here he comes. It looks like, Stewart. Oh, man. I would have brought him, Alan.
Well, it looks like we're half right and half wrong, doesn't it, Andy?
Well, for Kevin Harvick, I would have come in that time.
Well, Stewart, Harvick, Hamlin, they stay out. So does Regan Smith and Ryan Newman. First 5 cars, and here is what's happening on pit road. Dave?
The main thing is to check the damage that Kyle sustained on that tap of the wall. Looks to be okay. They're going to make a chassis adjustment as well for the 18. 48 of Jimmy Johnson is in. They're going to change 4 tires. He went from 13th to 6th on that last run.
13.2 42 for David Reagan, Kyle Busch's team. This is a longer stop because obviously they do want to get that medal pulled away. 14.3 for Elliott Sadler. You see on the right side of the screen the rest of the cars coming off pit road. Remember all those great pit stops that these guys had?
Yeah. I mean, you got to keep the fenders off the wheels there, or they're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, and they probably saw as they took that tire off that they had a rubbing issue, and so they had to work on it.
Yeah. I'll tell you, though, going back to Harvick, not making that stop, I think he made a mistake there because he could have hung out Tony Stewart with no tires, and everybody behind him was coming. So I believe that was a little bit of a miscue on the 29 car. You know, he's still got a good car, and he's right there in second, but I just believe those new tires are going to maybe overpower these leaders.
Well, Matt Kenseth had a very good stop as he picked up quite a number of positions. He did a 2-tire stop, and so the 17 now shown in 19th position. Jeff Gordon, we're being told, has picked up 14 positions. We'll double check that if that's true. Big breaks that happen at key times sometimes work out in your favor. Sort it all out and reset it for you as Kyle Busch comes back out onto the track.
So a critical twist of plot late in today's Carfax 400 at Michigan. We'll set it for you. Tony Stewart is the race leader. The first 6 cars on the racetrack did not pit. Stewart, Harvick, Hamlin, Smith, Speed, and Sorensen. Matt Kenseth first off pit road, just right side tires. First guy that changed all 4 tires on the pit stop is Martin Truex Jr. He's in 9th. We've got 28 cars on the lead lap. Ryan Newman is back on the lead lap with the free pass. Mark Martin still the first car a lap down. He's in 29th. Is another caution going to bring him back on the lead lap? And how's all this tire strategy going to play? I told you at the beginning of the day, don't go away. You never know how all this stuff's going to play out. 28 laps to go, Marty.
All right, and remember that Sorensen and the 83 and the 82 of Scott Speed took the wave around 2 cautions ago. They stay out here. They find themselves in the top 6. And here we go, back to green flag racing. Oh, my.
Got a lot happening here.
5 wide. I never said that before. Gordon all the way down low, below the line, now finally slides back up. Oh, we're back to just 4 wide.
I don't know if somebody missed a gear in there or if they were just jockeying for positions, but it got jammed up in a hurry.
Down the backstretch, there goes Biffle. He shoots past a couple of cars. He's going past Reagan now. That's Scott Speed right in front of him. Marcus Ambrose did a nice job. He's now shown in 5th position. The guy who finished 3rd last week. Battle for 2nd, side by side. You got Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, and Denny Hamlin took 4 tires back on lap 156 when these other guys just got fueled. This could be a big advantage in his course. You know, he won the first race here this year.
Now, he didn't pit this last time, but he did pit the time before, and these other cars don't have as good of tires as he does.
Well, the eventual winner led less than 15 laps in 3 of the last 5 Michigan races, and Denny Hamlin would fit that bill very nicely. Vince?
Well, the thing about Denny is that his car has been pretty good all day long, but he's just been mired back in traffic. He told Mike Ford, his crew chief, several times today, the car is better than it seems. He said, but I just can't get out of all this traffic. If I ever get some clean air, I think we're going to show what we got. Well, finally, they're up toward the front. He's starting to show what he's got. They did make, as you noted, put on 4 tires, and they gave him just a little bit out of the right rear to help him with some tightness on that last stop.
And if you remember, since his win here in June, he's had 1 top 5 finish for the entire Joe Gibbs Racing team in the last 7 races. So this is a shot in the arm that they needed. How about Ambrose going side by side on the high side of Biffle?
I tell you, Biffle's made a nice move up there with his 4 tires, though. He restarted back about 16th, I believe it was, and he's got himself up in the 4th spot now.
Marcus does the little slide there. Regan Smith right in front of him. There is the front half of this field. There's your race leader, Tony Stewart, about a half a second lead. Further back, Carl Edwards side by side with Martin Truex, and that is for the 10th position.
Yeah, Greg Biffle, I think, has become the man to beat right now. He's got those 4 fresh tires.
Whoa! Did you see Harvick slide?
Oh,
so
pushing
close.
really hard right now.
Down the backstretch, the 17 looked like he was giving the 42 a little bit of help going down that stretch, but they separate cleanly. Montoya right in front of Kenseth.
Gonna be 3 wide here coming off the corner.
Yeah, and look out for Regan Smith. He manages to keep it from sliding up to the wall. Kenseth slides in behind David Reagan.
Yeah, trying to give his teammate